Welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan. Now, before we start, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to checking this out. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow, it helps a lot, and again, thank you. Have an incredible day or evening, depending where you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.
Welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan. For today, we have on the show the incredible, amazing, badass superstar Jovana. Jovana, how are you today?
Very good. Thanks for the introduction.
Absolutely. I mean, what better way to start an epic super day with someone as badass as you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
There you go. I love it. Now, before we start, I do want to thank those who are watching this. Thank you so much. If this is your first episode, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, follow. It helps a lot. If this is your third one, fourth one, keep watching. Spread them. It helps a lot too. If it is your birthday, happy birthday. If not, keep having an amazing day or evening, depending where you are. Now, starting with the interview. For those who don't know who is incredible, amazing, badass Jovana, please tell us who you are.
I'm an actress. I'm a former ballet dancer, now actress. I work in the theater, film and TV, and I also work as a voiceover artist.
There you go. So you're doing basically everything. I love it. Now,
except for singing.
Oh, okay. But one day you will be
I'll
singing.
get there, yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Now, starting with interview, and yeah, let's go back in time and tell me where this passion started.
For acting, well, it all started with ballet, actually, because I fell in love with ballet first, and then it just seemed like a natural step into acting. But yeah, probably my first moment where I realized I loved acting as well was when I was in primary school and I was doing the school play. I was eight years old, I think, and I got the lead role playing the Pied Piper. You know the story where he plays the flute and all the rats follow him outside of the town. And he gets upset at one point, and then all the children follow him out of the town, and he threatens to steal the children away. So that was my first big acting role, and I realized I loved it. And everyone was very surprised, including my mother, because I was obviously very feminine, dancing classical ballet, and then here I was acting like a boy, being all tough as an 8-year-old, and so everyone was very surprised, and I was surprised at how much I loved the experience of acting, and that's where my passion started. Actually.
That's amazing. So yeah, okay, I like it, and time went by, right? I mean, so you started to make it into a professional career, but tell me, when you started to make it more, as I said, into a professional, what were some of the challenges that you had when you were making those, first steps?
Well, I wanted to go to drama school.
Okay.
I felt that, well, coming from a ballet background, I felt I was used to training. I was used to learning the skill set, and I knew that with acting, there's a technique if you want to be the best or as best as you can be. Excuse me. And so my initial challenge was just getting the confidence to go to drama school, to audition for drama school, and I didn't get in the first time. That was another challenge as well. I got in the third time, actually. And so, but the third time I got in for the first time auditioning for my drama school.
Okay.
So there were three. There's three in Australia. There's one called NIDA, there's WAPA, and there's VCA. And they're all spread across the country. And so I got into WAPA, but it was the first time auditioning for WAPA.
For you in there,
but
okay.
But I auditioned for NIDA in Sydney twice, and I didn't get in. And then I just was like, oh, screw NIDA. I'm not even going to audition for NIDA the third year because it wasn't a very nice audition process. It was very unpleasant, and the teachers were very rude, and it was stressful. And you can't do good work when you're in an unwelcome environment. I mean, obviously, kids get into the school and they select people, but like for me and my personality and my sensitivity and nature, it was very uncomfortable and not very nice, and I didn't like the teachers, and I think it was a blessing in disguise. And so the biggest challenge was getting into drama school, but then when it came around to auditioning for WAPA, my school, I got in just like first
Just
go.
like that. Yeah.
It was so stress-free. It was so pleasant. The teachers were so nice. You know, when something aligns and it just goes with the flow, getting into that school was total flow. And I think, yeah, a huge challenge was realizing that not every school is for everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes the universe will say no to you until you go to the right place. So
Yeah, it's
I
true.
think for study, I think that was a challenge to just get the courage to keep auditioning even after a failure. And I hear, like, even last week I heard a story of a mother telling the story about her daughter who wanted to be an actress, and she didn't get in, and she just gave up after first go. She didn't try again the next year. And I just think that's so sad, when you just need to keep pushing. If you believe in it, you just got to keep believing, and you'll get in. So
Yeah,
that's one challenge. There's
yeah,
many more
absolutely.
challenges, but that's one of them.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I mean, like whenever you're starting something you like, right? So like a passion, a dream. I mean, it's gonna have moments in which it's not gonna be perhaps fun, let's say, or complicated, you know. And I mean, and I have understand that it's part of the journey. You know, you need to. It's gonna be a bumpy ride, you know. Sometimes excellent, sometimes not very excellent, but that's just part of it. And yeah, it's sad whenever someone walks out of a dream, you know, or as a
Yeah,
passion, and they just think that, oh, maybe it wasn't meant to be, and they instantly close themselves and go doing something different. But you know, I do think also that whenever you're doing something that you are not supposed to do, life instantly will be kind of giving you signals that you need to switch to something different, you know. So
yeah, it'll make your life extremely painful and uncomfortable if you're pushing in the wrong direction,
oh
I
yeah.
guess.
Oh
But
yeah.
along that note, what you said, also a thing I learned much later in life is that whichever choice you make, with every choice, there's a consequence.
Yeah.
Even if you choose something that is your passion or something that you want, there's always going to be, I don't want to use the word negative because it's not negative, it's just life experience, but there's always going to be a consequence that is potentially unpleasant that comes with any career choice or any choice with anything. And that's something that I didn't think about as a younger person. Like, oh, I want to be an actress, or I want to, be a vegetarian, or I want to, whatever. You always realize there's always an uncomfortable consequence to your positive or to your goal or to your choice. Yeah. And I think, and I was always fighting against the uncomfortable. And so I think when we can accept that whatever you choose, there's always going to be uncomfortable things that come with that choice, life is so much easier. The path
Yes.
is so much easier.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I mean, it's amazing when like once you find what you are like supposed to do, because also the other side here is that once you are working on something that you're supposed to do, life will be giving you opportunities, and like everything just starts to connect like super quick. Like once you kind of stop, you know, and think for a second, and then you start to see how everything's starting to connect. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, focusing more on your acting career, tell me like how you prepare a character. Now, of course, that I understand that depends on the role, but like what is your initial start, let's say, or how you usually prepare before diving into this process?
I kind of meditate on the script for a while. The initial point. What I'll always do is I'll read. I'm finding lately I'm reading through the whole script a lot more, and then obviously I'll read through my sections even more, like repeat, read, looking for clues, and then I'd sleep on it and maybe not even touch it for a couple of days or whatever. If I have more time, even a week. and
Yeah.
I just make notes that come through dreams. Sometimes I dream the character, and I'll be woken up and I'll have to make some notes, and you know, things just, I let things, instead of forcing it, like when I was younger, you know, I'd want to get results quickly. I'd want to, I guess from fear, you know, I'd want to be like, oh, okay, I've got to find the character. Now I'm just like, I invite you to come to me. It's just it's a very different approach, and it's more relaxed. And I'm finding the results are so much deeper and quicker and much faster now if I let myself sleep on it. So yeah, I'll sleep on things, and then obviously I'll do the usual thing, you know, the Stanislavski method, like super objective, seeing obstacles, subtext, inner life, and the substitutions in terms of, you know, relating to, from my personal life relating to the character's life and trying to find connections, you know, the usual things that actors do in and then I'll sleep on it again, don't touch it for a while, and the usual.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's a whole other process that just learn your lines, as some people might think that acting is, you know, that you just learn your lines and you're good to go, you know. But I like
I
that.
always get asked, like, how do you learn so many lines? And I'm just like, that's the easiest part, learning the lines. Like, the hardest stuff is, you know, everything else, like the emotional stuff. So but everyone thinks it's just line learning.
And now that you mentioned like the whole emotional part, tell me how you manage, for example, let's say that you're about to play this character who has like a very deep scene, or a very like a very deep emotional scene. Now, here's the thing. How you manage to play such emotional a scene on something that perhaps you haven't even lived.
Well, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Happens a lot. Like, I had a role where I had to play an alien god in the Outpost,
Okay.
who's 1,000 years old and who loves killing people.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I can't quite relate to that, you know, normally.
Yeah, absolutely.
So everything about it was totally foreign. And so I found things to relate to, like with the killing, like killing of people or loving to kill people. You know, it was described in the script, like she very, you know, with enjoyment thrusts her knife in his back, or, you know, the descriptions are very like generalized kind of, you know, but from my perspective, I have to personalize it. And so what I did was I made it about a need. So, you know, we all have needs as human beings. So I was like, okay, what does this woman need? What is she trying to achieve by killing people, and making it justifiable, but also making it potentially enjoyable? And I was like, well, she's trying to protect her family. Okay, so I know what that feels like. You know, there's only like 6 of them that survived. They don't have their planet anymore. They have to find a new planet to live. They have to occupy this planet. They have to be ruthless to survive. And I can relate to that. Like, you know, we all have to be rough sometimes to survive. And so then I would find those moments and relate it that way. Like, where can I find a parallel, you know? And so with the killing, it was, I'm killing you because it's taking me one step closer to protecting myself and my family and surviving. If I don't kill you, I'm going to die. Literally, I'm going to die because I live off your energy. You know, so it was like, you know, eating food, you know, I can really, if I don't eat, I'll die. You know, I found like parallels that were on the right energy level and the right gravity. Some things are important, some things are less important. And so I found things that were equally as important as needing to kill someone. And then I would find the emotion behind that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's complicated, especially when you're about to play someone from outer space, you know, out of this world. So I can understand how challenging that can be. Yeah. Now,
and then for those things like living 1,000 years, like I remember times feeling when I was even younger, when I was like 17, where I felt like I was 47, like just, life made me mature faster because of certain experiences.
Yeah.
And so I could relate to feeling old beyond my years. And so with that, I just remembered those moments of feeling tired, exhausted, hating school or
Yeah.
having trouble at home. And this woman's the same. She has to live on a different planet. And so, yeah, you'd find with that stuff, you'd use more your imagination, but you'd also find things you can relate to.
And
Yeah.
also at the same time, like once, like you also get the chance to discover more about yourself from each character you are able to play, like the variety of of emotions, but at the same time of characters you are able to perform. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Now, has it ever happened to you that during the process of creating a character, you got stuck? Now, if that has ever happened, how you manage to overcome that and to continue like basically move forward through through the process here?
Yeah, if I get stuck, usually then I get frustrated, and then I feel like I'm hitting a headbutting a wall.
Yeah.
And you get to I get to a certain point of frustration. I get so like annoyed and angry, like and then when I get to that point, I realize where I am, and then I just stop and I throw the script away and I sleep on it. and then I
That's
leave
cool.
it, and then I come back 2 days later. Or if I don't have very much time, I'll literally, if I only have like one day to prepare, I'll literally go and have a nap. And then I'll get up. I'll tell you, sleep is the cure for everything.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll get up, and then I'll look at the script, and I'll just try and again, if I don't feel like I'm relating to the character, sometimes it's hard, and it's sometimes you judge the character. Then I ask myself, am I judging the character? Because maybe that's why I'm not having fun, exploring her, because I'm judging her. So then if I'm judging her, then I fix that, and then I can do it. If I'm not judging, maybe I'm just tired, and so I'm struggling because I don't have focus. Usually it's something very simple. Usually it's a very simple solution that I've just complicated in my head. But yeah, there's usually solutions like that. Like, is it tiredness? Is it judging? Yeah, and then I figure it out, and then I just kind of work through it and find the connection.
I like it. Yeah, and I mean, as we were saying before, I mean, it's more than just learning your lines. And I like,
Yeah,
and I
so
like,
much
and
fun.
yeah, and I like the part that you like whenever you just feel stressed, you just go take a nap. That's pretty cool. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, like along your acting career, has it ever happened to you also that you have a terrible audition, or perhaps terrible at the moment, but right now, it's a funny story?
I've had a lot of terrible auditions.
Okay.
I've had so many. When I came out of drama school, I had I had probably like 2 years of just shit auditions. Can I say shit? Sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah. You're fine.
Okay.
Don't worry. Yeah, you're fine.
Really shit auditions for very important people sometimes, and it's not funny at all how bad you feel afterwards. Like, you just feel so shit. But all you can do is let it go. You just got to let it go. But in terms of funny, God, I don't know. It depends. Auditions are funny. Sometimes you have to improvise random things.
Yeah.
Like I had to sing once for an audition, and I hadn't sung since drama school, and so I was very rusty, and it was very on the spot. And they said, pick a song, anything, and then just sing it. And I picked some Serbian song, and I sang it in Serbian, and it was totally off key. I couldn't remember the melody properly. It was just such a mess. But it's like, fake it till you make it. It was like, okay, I'm really sucking at this, but just keep going with passion. And I was just passionately singing terribly, and I didn't get the role, thank God. But like, yeah, it was just like a total failure. But it was one of those ones where I just laughed afterwards, and I was like, yeah, I just gave it everything, and
Yeah.
the confidence covers up a lot of the shit singing. So yeah.
Okay. Now the most weirdest auditions are always in commercials, right?
Sometimes, yeah, random stuff like drinking a beer, or eating a hamburger in a sexy way, or the descriptions are funny, like, can you eat this hamburger while you're doing this, sitting this way and smiling, and but show your teeth, but don't show your teeth when you're chewing, or I
Yeah.
don't know, like commercials are pretty random. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that being said, tell me how you managed to eat a hamburger looking sexy.
I don't know, I just put on my sexy face, I don't know.
Okay. I'll take it.
Like a cat blinking slowly, like, that's good.
Because like what I find pretty funny about commercials is like the whole reaction, that they that the actors have to put, whenever they're eating or drinking, things like
Yeah.
that. And like the other day I was thinking about, like, why not, like, one day, for example, go to McDonald's, buy a hamburger, and be acting in this sexy way while eating it, and
Yeah.
see people reaction. I mean, of course, people might be thinking that that what is wrong with me, that perhaps I'm drunk or I'm in drugs. Who you know who know?
Did you
But
do
that
it?
No, I haven't, but I'm planning to do it sometime soon.
You should.
Yeah, because as I said before, I find that pretty funny, the fact that they will put them to very awkward stuff to do. I understand that they need to sell the product, which is fine, but that's funny, like looking like that, or making basically noises that you're orgasm while you're eating. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, like from the movie When Harry Met Sally, when she's in the restaurant and she's like orgasming. Do you
Like,
know that
yeah,
film?
yeah, 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 like that. So yeah, like
Yeah.
that. You need to, like, they will be playing like that, or drinking something or things like that. So I find that funny. So
Yeah, it is. You should definitely do it. I'd watch that.
yeah, yeah, but I don't want to get arrested. Not just kidding. I know I will do it. I will do it, like, one day. I need to find out where exactly to do it, and I'll do it for sure. It would
Do
be
it.
interesting. Yeah, you got me thinking about that. Like, what will happen if I try to do that? Huh?
You should do it
Yeah.
in McDonald's
Yeah,
with people
inside.
at
Yeah, yeah,
McDonald's
yeah,
watching.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? It has to be done on a weekend, because it's on a weekend around like 2 p.m. perhaps, when a lot of people is
Yeah.
inside of it. I mean, the only problem is that there are kids around. So if I start making noises that I'm orgasm, that might not be a good idea.
Maybe make some other noises, like non-orgasmic noises,
Yeah, like not sex noises. Yeah, yeah,
like the angry Hulk or something. Oh,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Something random.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, people will be thinking that instead of having an orgasm, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll
Or
I'll be
like if
thinking.
you play electric guitar, you could just every time you take a bite, you could just do a riff on your guitar and be like, yeah.
Yeah, I'll think about, like,
If you play guitar.
No, I don't. That's a problem.
Okay.
But I will think about doing something. Yeah, we'll think about it. We'll think about it. Now, and I just forgot about the next question. No, 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 I got it. Now, let's say that one day I call you and I tell you that I want to become an actor. Now, here's the thing. I don't know anything about acting. So based on what you know, what would you think it would be important for me to kind of have like a heads up before jumping into this career?
Yeah, that's good. Having a heads up is the most important thing. Researching everything that's involved in that career. Like,
Okay.
I kind of myself and pretty much everyone I know just kind of jumped in without really knowing what the lifestyle is like.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely say, like, realize that, it's like 20% performance time, 80% getting headshots, meeting your agent, trying to get an agent, auditioning, not getting the role,
Yeah.
rehearsing, being on set for long periods of time, having irregular schedules, being a freelancer, having periods of unemployment, having to maintain your body, your mind, your skin, eating healthy, right? Try not to smoke and drink, because then you'll last longer in the industry. making networks with people, getting good at networking with people, getting good and comfortable with talking to people. But biggest thing of all would be knowing your self-worth, because a lot of actors have zero self-worth, self-esteem, self-worth, self-respect. And then that's why we have in this culture of in the industry of like the actors are really important, but then a lot of people take advantage of them, try and not pay them, you know, take advantage of them in very many ways, whether it doesn't have to be the worst thing of like sexual abuse or anything, but I'm talking like across the scale, financially, or ridiculing them, or just you know, you can be taken advantage of very easily if you don't have self-worth. And you've got to just protect yourself and not seek outside validation, because a lot of the reason why actors become actors is because they're seeking outside validation, they're seeking an audience's acceptance, and they want to be loved because something inside them taught them, their family, their trauma taught them that they're not worthy of love in some way or other, whether it's a family that was pretty normal by standards. You know, it doesn't have to be a horrible family environment for a child to feel neglected or emotionally not fulfilled in some way. So I think like a great percentage of actors have self-worth issues, and they seek outside validation. So from all those things I listed in terms of getting to know the industry, I'd say all of that, but underneath all that, as like a baseline, know your self-worth and do not seek outside validation outside of yourself.
There you go. Okay.
And it'll help you with auditions as well and getting jobs. People feel it. When you feel it, they feel it, and they want to work with you, because that's real confidence.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And also like the part that whenever you are doubting or not sure if you should do it or not, it ends up pretty bad. So
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable for everybody, including the actor.
Absolutely. Now, let's say that, you know, one day Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, they call you and they tell you that they have this idea, which goes that all of the characters you have played at the moment, they're all gonna gather to celebrate your birthday. But here's the thing: the film needs a name. So how would you call it?
With the collection of all the characters I've played.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know. It would have to be something colorful, something very colorful.
Something colorful, okay.
Something to do with like, I don't know, like the, you know, this is like, you know, planet Earth maybe, or human occupation or something, you know, to just encapsulate how many different types of people there are on the planet. You know, every character is so varied, so it's like they're all so different and so nuanced. So I don't know, something fun and crazy and that, you know, expansive, that includes a lot. Maybe like a circus, some sort of name, like a circus name or something.
I can understand that. And which platform would it be? Netflix, HBO?
My personal preference? I don't know. Maybe Netflix. I think people watch Netflix more than HBO. So I guess Netflix. I'm not sure though if that's actual statistics or not.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, you know. For example, me, I will be watching a little bit of both, you know, depends on what you're looking for in terms of films or TV shows, but okay, I can understand that. That does them. Now, what about describing your whole career and put on a drink? How would you call this drink, and what would it have?
What would be in it? Gosh, these questions are difficult. I don't know, maybe it'd be like a Long Island is the one that has lots of alcohol in it.
Yeah,
right?
Long Island, yeah.
I'm terrible because I don't drink much. If it was an alcoholic drink, it would probably be a Long Island. Otherwise, it would probably be like some kind of fruit smoothie with all kinds of berries in it, and banana, and yogurt, and honey, and cinnamon, and all the good stuff.
And how would you call it? If you have like all of these fruits and you know and different tastes, how would you call it? Let's say that I want to order your career. How do I do it?
Oh my God. Um, Mushy bliss.
Okay, I'll take it.
Mushy, like mushed, mushy bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Now, let's say that for your birthday, if your birthday hasn't been happy birthday, but if you know, anyway, my point
It's
here is
soon. It's
it.
soon, in a couple of
Okay.
days.
Oh, there you go. So let's say that for your birthday, you will get a time machine. But here's the thing, you can only travel once and to meet the 13-year-old version of yourself. So what would you say to that little you?
I would, I'd have a lot to say to her, I guess. But if I was to say one thing, just to remain playful, I guess,
Mhm.
playful and to not worry about what people think, I think is a big thing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just to remember the reason for performing and loving performance, and to not be sidetracked by the mess that other people bring. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just to not
Mhm.
worry about other people, just to focus and not worry and just keep doing my thing. And yeah, I'd probably say you have good ideas, follow through on your ideas. Yeah,
Mhm.
don't worry about
Okay.
what other people say.
Okay. I'll take it. And
Mm,
my next question here is like, what motivates you? You know, we all have those days that basically we just want to quit, right? So how
yeah.
you manage to silence those toxic voices, let's say, and to be back again on this journey that you have been in for so many years now.
I when I'm feeling low or down or like needing to quit, I don't know, something always kicks in where I just remember that I once felt really good, and
Yeah.
I remember the core. I just feel the core positivity,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then that just keeps me going. But I also have this, I don't know, I think I'm just very tenacious, and I like to not sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger or anything, but failure is not an option.
There you go. Okay.
And as long as I love something, um, I don't, no matter how hard it gets, it never gets hard enough. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
just the love is there. The love is too big. And if
Yeah.
I lose the passion one day, then I'll move on. But that's never, I've never, I've never been that low to be like, oh, it's like it's the end of days. It's more like when I was low, it was more of like a, okay, what can I do to get myself back up
Mm-hmm.
positive and functioning? So it was
Yeah.
never a matter of quitting. It was just like survival mode kicks in, and wanting to feel good kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I just remember how I felt, and that little girl inside of me that came up with the idea to want to
Yeah.
act and dance. I just feel her, and she's always there, like no matter how bad I feel, she's just always comes up and is like, hey, you know, come on. And
Mm-hmm.
then and that takes me through. So it's always, it never goes away completely. I guess it's called hope, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and also I mean the fact that I mean quitting on something that you love doesn't quite make any sense, you know? I
It
mean
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you love it, so why would you quit on something that you love? Perhaps what you need,
Mm.
because it happens, perhaps what you need, it's kind of a break, you know? Take a couple of days off, relax on on something else,
Yeah.
forget
A
about your
reset.
passions, yeah, exactly, reset, and then come back strong and continue
Yeah.
moving. So
Exactly. Yeah.
absolutely. And like my last question here is, what can we expect from you in the future?
Oh, I have no idea. I'll keep going. I'll keep acting. Um, I'm writing a poetry book, actually. Well, it's all written. I'm just putting my poetry together right now in a
Okay.
book.
Hmm.
You can also expect a feature film. I have an idea for a feature film, and I have some ideas for short films, and they're currently things that I'm stewing on, thinking about, making notes about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess alongside acting, also wearing a different hat in terms of writing as well, which is a passion I've had for a long time anyway. So it's again nothing new.
That's amazing. I mean, what can I say? It's incredible, and I'm super sure that our next conversation is gonna be about the thousands of projects you have been in, because the fact that you're doing it because you like it. I mean, we all know that it sounds cliche and easy, but it's a pain. But it's a pain in the butt to actually be working on something that you want to, something that really makes you happy. It's super difficult, but you're making it happen. But what's important here is that you're making results. You know, you're showing results not only to yourself but to everyone. You know, and that's incredible. That's amazing. And as I said, I mean, I do want to make sure that you continue doing what you do, because we need more people in this world who can show us that dreams can come true. You know.
Well, I'm still in my early career, like in terms of the amount of work I have under my belt and everything, but I'm just excited for the future and really pushing and working and just being hungry, you know.
Yeah.
Like I actually really loved, I don't know if you've read Arnold Schwarzenegger's book Total Recall. If you haven't, it's a fantastic read. He's so funny actually, and he has at the end of the book, like you can even find it on YouTube, his 6 rules for life, for success and stuff. The only one I don't agree with is the one about sleep, where he's like, you know, sleep 6 hours a night, and then someone's like, what if I need to sleep 8? And he's like, sleep faster, you know. The only one I don't agree with is that, but like I love his attitude towards achieving goals. And so I listen to people like that, and I read about people like that, and that also keeps me motivated to keep going and developing my career and my passions further. So yeah, I hope other people do the same, and you know, they just hang in there if they're having a rough day and keep going. And yeah,
there you go. Amazing, incredible. Now I do want to also thank those who watch this. Thank you so much, or listen to it as well. Now this episode is about to be over, so there on the description below you're gonna find all of Jovana's social media. Let's make her viral. Hashtag Team Jovana, because she's incredible. She's amazing. And Jovana, again, thank you so much for making this happen. Keep creating, keep inspiring, keep having this hunger, because you're doing incredible things. And I'll see you in the next one.
thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
All right.